I'm Seth, and you're tuned into the Free Game Podcast.
What's going on, FGP members? We're back, Season 2, Episode 3. I'm your co-host, Seth.
I'm your co-host, Josique.
Man, oh man, what a week of sports we had. Mainly basketball, a little bit of NFL draft coming up here, but great week of sports. A lot of entertainment off the court, too. I mean, we got someone who's a star in her industry, I guess. I've never heard of her name, dissing Zion because of an injury. Like, that's such a low blow. That's such a low blow.
She said, you're not gonna be LeBron James. You'll never be LeBron James.
Like,
Bruh.
you see what females do when you up at the top of your game? Like, they wait for you to fall down. They wait for an opportunity to kind of just drag you down.
Man, she just hating, bro.
This man had 40 points, 11 assists, was hooping. Gets hurt with 3 minutes left, and you gonna hop on there and use it as an opportunity to tear him down? Hate to see it.
Can't even do it, bro. Don't even get me started on that, bro. I'm just can't stand haters, bro. You just gotta block them out.
Nah, for sure. But shout out Zion for what he did. Hopefully he got a speedy recovery. I don't know if he's supposed to be playing tonight, but
I doubt he will, honestly.
yeah,
but
he looked pretty upset. But we'll get straight into the playing stuff. Don't want to drag this one on too long. Obviously, you had the first set of playing games on Tuesday. The Lakers beat the Pelicans. I mean, LeBron turned back the clock like I expected, bro. 23, 9, and 9. D'Lo 5 for 11 from 3. Anthony Davis did his thing a little bit. Had like 17 points, 15 boards though. So that's encouraging. Being that they got to play Jokic next, he can rebound a little bit.
Bro, I mean, even before Zion got hurt, like the Lakers were looking good. Like, you know, Braun was out there. I think Braun had like a double-double like at halftime, or almost at halftime, almost a double-double at halftime.
Yeah, no, the game before, because they played the Pelicans twice. First to kind of clinch that 8th seed, then they had to play them again in the play-in.
Yeah.
LeBron had like 17 assists the first time, then this time 23, 9, and 9. So he dominated in both games for sure.
I don't know what supplements LeBron takes or what type of recovery he does after each game or after each season is over, but for him to be doing what he's doing in year 20, 21?
Year 21.
Ridiculous, bro. I mean, what is he, 40, 41, 42, something like that?
42?
What
LeBron?
How old is he?
Bro, he's
40?
like 38, 39. 42?
He's like 40. He's got to be like 40,
right now, bro. 42?
He's got to be 40, bro.
Hey, if y'all think LeBron 42, I don't know what you've been taking.
42
man.
might be
He's like 38, 39.
Dang, he turned 39 in December.
Thank you.
Dang, I definitely thought he was 40. I definitely thought he was 40. I'm not gonna lie.
This ain't no Tom Brady story, man.
You want to say that sound? Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady's like up there, like 40 plus, 42 plus.
I thought Tom Brady was like 43 when he was playing.
Probably. I think he was 42 his last year, going on 43 or something like that. So
something like that.
But I mean, nah. Anyways, regardless, 39-year-old hooping the way he is, like, kudos to him, bro. I don't know too many people who are doing that.
No, definitely kudos to him. Definitely want to talk about something that surprised me with the Pelicans real quick. Brandon Ingram did not play the final 6 minutes of the game. I mean, that's your leading scorer. Obviously, all-star level player, played on Team USA. He's a high-level athlete. Why is he not in the game the last 6 minutes? Especially once Zion went down with 3 minutes to go in the game. Like, why are we putting in Trey Murphy? No disrespect to Trey Murphy. He played great shooter. Trey Murphy, why are you putting in Dyson Daniels before you put in Brandon Ingram?
Bro, I think somebody said, I was talking to a Pelicans fan last night, 2 nights ago. I think Brandon Ingram might have got hurt, low key. And I think he might be hurt tonight. I think it's like a game time decision for the game tonight, but
I hope that's not the case.
I could be wrong, but
I don't think that's the case though, because he benched CJ McCollum too.
Really?
For Jose. I mean, that one was more understandable. CJ was struggling a little bit more than Brandon was, and Jose was also playing a lot better than the backups were for Brandon. So that one makes sense for sure. Moving on to the second game, though, you had the Kings beat the Warriors. This was honestly not as close as I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be a lot closer of a game. All 3 of their regular season games were decided by 1 point. For this one to be decided by almost 20 points really blew my mind.
Man, the Kings just wanted it more.
Yeah, no, the Kings wanted it more, and then obviously Keegan Murray having 8 threes, 32 points was a huge X factor. Like,
I know the other X factor.
I mean, yeah, there were a few X factors in this. Klay Thompson, 0 points, 0 for 10.
Donuts, bros, out there making a Krispy Kreme dozen.
That doesn't work. But I mean, it also doesn't work when Steph Curry, your clear best player, has a minus 25 plus minus, which was the lowest on the team. Like, you're not going to win if when Curry's on the court, you're losing by 25 points. Like, that's a bad sign right there, dude. All of them really struggled. Curry had 5 points at half. Kind of got it going in the second half. Finished with like 23, but in an elimination game like this, he needed like 35 plus.
Yeah, which it's ridiculous that the fact that he needed 35
Yeah.
in an elimination game. Like, Clay definitely should have been a lot better. Like, Clay was looking good the last month or so of the season. Like,
Clay was looking great.
looked like he was turning it back, like turning the clock back a little bit. I mean, like going back to like the Klay Thompson that we all know and fell in love with back in the day. But that game on was it Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever they played, that was just disappointing, honestly, to watch. Like, I mean, because you couldn't rely on Podziemski or
Podziemski. Yeah, he's a rookie.
He was a rookie. You couldn't rely on him too much to
Obviously,
make plays in that big of a
like
moment.
at the end of his career.
Facts.
So can't
And
rely
then
on him.
Draymond hits 1-3 every other month. So I mean,
He hit like 2 or 3 corner threes that game. Came out first possession, splashed the corner three. I was like, oh snap! The Warriors got this in the bag.
I'm trolling Draymond, but usually, bro, I'm pretty sure. Like I saw a stat a long time ago. Like if Draymond Green makes a 3, like they have like a 80% win percentage or something like that. Like if he that 1-3, just 1-3, then it didn't work. But
did not work at all. I mean, probably not so well when Clay has 0 points. Obviously, Andrew Wiggins has not been the same Andrew Wiggins since they won that championship.
Facts. And
dealing
then
with some off-court stuff, and then just not looking the same as he was when they won that championship 2 years ago.
And then Kuminga, obviously, like they're probably their best young star, at least our rising star. I mean, he was there, but he couldn't do much of anything, honestly. If nobody else is
one
really
of his
hitting.
first moments, kind of like being a key player on the team, getting to play in a big game like this.
Yeah, because he didn't really play in the finals whenever they went 2 years
in
ago.
That finals run. I guess he played a little bit in last year's playoffs, but like not as much as he's playing now this year.
Yeah, this is definitely his probably biggest game, honestly, of his career up to this point.
And then Kevon Looney's taken a step back this year that I didn't really expect. Like
A
he
real
used to
big
be
step
like
back.
15, 20 rebounds a game in these type of games. Now he's playing like 10 minutes.
He's barely playing in general, like this season. Yeah. So I don't know what his deal. I don't know if it's injuries. I don't know if it's the lineup. Like they're trying to just stay small and move fast or whatever. But I don't know, man. The Warriors got to figure something out this offseason. What do you think they should do with their big
I don't
three?
know. I saw so they did their little like post game interviews. Draymond got asked the question like what he thinks they should do about Clay and the big three and all that, and he pretty much said he doesn't see any world where the Warriors would be better off without Klay Thompson on the team. So I've seen a lot of talk about how Clay realizes he's on a decline, so he's willing to take a pretty large pay cut, which is good news.
Yeah.
If he's willing to come back for like 15, 20 million instead of the 30 million he's on right now.
15.
Yeah, you gotta give him 15, bro. PJ Washington's getting like 13, bro.
PJ Washington.
But that'd be just way too disrespectful.
And he's in the playoffs right now.
But below 15 is just too disrespectful of a number.
It depends on who you're trying to sign, though. I mean,
You can
if they
still go out
trying to
and
get
get
another
things.
big player, I don't know if Clay could be making 20 mil, 15.
15 to
mil.
20 Clay can make. The big thing they have to do is pay off Chris Paul's contract.
So you telling me you're willing to play a player who just went over 10 from 3, $15 million the next year?
Yeah, for one game he went 0 for 10, but still he still averaged like 16 points per game this year, which is a lot more than majority of the league. He still shot over 36% from 3, which is a lot better than majority of the league. He's obviously taking a big decline, but 15 to 20 million in today's NBA really isn't even that much. It's really not.
Man. Me personally, I'd rather allocate that money somewhere else, man. Give the star an extra $5 million. I don't know.
Because if you lose him, it's just going to disrupt the connectivity of the whole team. Draymond already came out and said there's no world where they're better without him. So obviously, if he leaves, Draymond's going to be disgruntled, upset. Dealing with the upset Draymond's going to be way bigger of an issue than a little bit, maybe like $2 million overpaid in Clay.
I mean, I guess that's just because dealing with Draymond in general is just going to be a problem.
Exactly. So dealing with the upset Draymond is going to be even worse.
Okay, well, business is business at the end of the day. I mean, you saw how Clay's play or just the team play in general was affecting Steph and how frustrated he was getting this year. Like, times, even that clip of him crying on the court whenever Draymond got ejected a couple weeks ago. Like he's just been, it's very emotional for the Warriors, I guess.
See, that's what I think. I think Clay's getting a lot of unfair blame for this. I think the real issue of this season was the fact that Draymond missed like 20-something games because they probably wouldn't even been in the playing game if he had not gotten suspended all those games. They win another. All they had to do was win another like 4 games and get out the play-in.
And then again, bro, that's on Draymond.
Exactly. So I feel like Clay was an issue, but like if Draymond doesn't get suspended, we're not even talking about them being at home right now. They're probably in the playoffs at like a 6 or a 5 seed. ready to go.
Think about it. This even goes back to how Kuminga didn't play in the playoffs 2 years ago. Because had Kuminga already been like kind of molded into what should be by now, which he's good, but if he was what he should be by now already had like a playoff experience and everything, then missing Draymond for those 20 games would not have had as big of an impact as it did. With him missing all those games and stuff, had somebody been able to come in and like fill his role a little bit. But I mean, for sure. Again, I'm not the head coach, bro.
We know Steve Kerr doesn't really like playing rookies or like younger guys. He tends to play his vets a little bit more. So just the fact that he played Podziemski more this year, he played Kuminga more this year, he even played Trace Jackson Davis this year. That's a positive for them that he's starting to realize, all right, I gotta play these young guys a little bit.
Even then, bro, I feel like he plays the young guards. Like he played Jordan Poole his rookie year.
Yeah, he played Moody.
Like he played Podziemski, but like the forwards like Kuminga, even it took Looney a little bit of time to kind of like get the minutes he was getting. Like whenever he was averaging like 20 plus minutes a game, but I mean.
It really is a learning curve for the forwards out there playing with Curry. Like, think about it. You're used to playing with whoever you're playing with. You never play with somebody where it's okay to, like, literally just catch the ball, swing it, and just sprint and screen for him. So it's like a big adjustment for them to realize, all right, I have an open shot, but that's Steph Curry right there. If I just sprint into a ball screen for him, that's going to be a guaranteed three. So
yeah.
I think Kuminga's doing a good job of kind of picking up on that now, and that's why we're starting to see him play a little bit more now.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they can do this offseason, though, man. But let's get into these playoff matchups.
We gotta do the East. My
bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm too anxious, man. The games start in a few hours, or no?
No, it starts tomorrow.
But the rest of the playing games,
few hours,
are starting in a few hours. So let's get into the East, man.
76ers beat the Heat. Obviously, Joel Embiid, 23 and 15, not fully healthy. I know there was a rapper that put out this song and was like, why the heck is Batum in, pretty much? Why the heck is Batum in?
Fourth quarter yelling, why the heck Batum in?
And Batum came in, 20 points, 6 threes off the bench. I mean, he really saved the day for them,
He really did,
Like, he blocked Tyler Hero's 3 at the end of the game.
Facts. He had that tip in to go up towards it, with less than 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It was somebody, I think it was Kendrick Perkins or somebody on either First Take this morning or last night in the post game. They were like, I know Michael Jordan is rolling over in his bed at home watching Nick Batum put up 20 points.
I swear, bro, because he would have never done that for us.
Bro, the way Nick Batum was playing, I was like, bro, where was this Nick Batum for the Hornets?
My one memory of Nick Batum in the playoffs, game-winning shot against the Heat, left wing 3, straight backboard, bro. Didn't even hit the rim.
Was that at home? Or?
Yes, at the crib, bro. Straight backboard. Now he comes out doing this for the Sixers. It definitely stings a little bit. Definitely stings. But some bigger news for the Heat. Jimmy Butler's about to be out for a few weeks. That's no good. And then Terry Rozier also missed that last game with a neck injury. So
yeah,
they're always hurt. Like every year, they have some key player.
Yeah, last year was Tyler. Bam played throughout some injuries through the playoffs some years.
Like Duncan Robinson's been dealing with injuries. Like they always have some key players out of the rotation. And obviously, you talk about the Heat culture and how hard they practice all year and stuff. It kind of reminds me of like the Knicks with Tom Thibodeau. Like, yeah, it gets you ready. You're physically ready. Like you're more dominant than teams on the court. But if you're not healthy, then it doesn't really matter. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting, bro. I mean, they're getting matched up with the Bulls tonight. So I mean, seeing how they're gonna respond after, because they were up on the Sixers. I mean, they were up kind of big, like 13, if not more. The Sixers weren't looking too good, and then next thing I know, I look up and it's a tie game. Nick Batum's out here turning the clock back to 10 years ago.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it was overall like it was a good performance by the Sixers. I mean, that last play though with Embiid and Maxey was going.
Scary.
They were both going for the out of bounds ball.
It was 0.3 and not 1.3.
Literally, bro, because they would have sold the game with that, but. I mean, the Sixers now get to face the Knicks next, or in the first round of the playoffs.
Sixers face the Knicks next.
And then the winner of this Bulls Heat game
play the Celtics.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Bulls took down the Hawks the other day, beat them by 15 points. Kobe White, career high, 42 points.
Did you see where they said that's not going to count?
Yes. Well, yeah. It doesn't go into like his... Because this doesn't count as like a playoff game or a regular season game, so it doesn't go into his record there.
Yeah, so like technically, his career high is still 37, even though he just dropped 42.
He said he's still gonna count it. That's all that matters. Like
Facts.
The media knows, we know,
Facts,
the players know. Like you got 42, bro. You got it, Kobe. We're gonna give it to you. some more big news from that game. Trae Young minus 27 plus minus. Obviously, he was playing through an injury. He wasn't even supposed to come back this year. So the fact that he was out on the court shows how much of a dog he was. But still, you got to get much better production out of your best player if you're going to win a game like that.
Facts. And he just looked like, you can tell just with him being out there. Like, I know he came back with like 2 or 3 games left in the regular season, but he just looked out of sorts. Like,
yeah,
you could tell he had to be able to play with his team and like some time. He didn't know, like, a lot of his passes were haywire because he didn't know exactly where guys were going to be at. Like, his hand was wrapped up from his broken thumb or whatever finger he was broken. Like, it was just a bad night. But I mean, hopefully he can get this offseason and just recover fully healthy, come back next year, do what he needs to do. But
definitely a bad night. I want to ask you, who you think's going to win the Kings-Pelicans playing first in New Orleans?
In New Orleans, no Zion with coming back from injury. Bi, I might have to rock with the Kings.
I like that one. I'm rocking with the Kings too. And then who you think's going to win between the Bulls and the Heat in Miami?
That's gonna be tough because
it's gonna be close. I think Terry Rozier's a game time decision, so that could change a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the Heat, they still got a good squad. I mean, Jaime Jaquez is playing, like, he played really good the other night.
Yeah, Jaime still got
especially for a rookie. Tyler
went
9 for 27, bro.
9 for 27, and Butler went 5 for 18. Like
9 for 27, Tyler. What are you doing? Why are you taking 27 shots, bro? Like, I don't know. These Kentucky guys, bro. I can't. Don't even get me started on them. But picking a team. I don't know. It's tough because DeMar could do something. Like, he could make a play here and there. Kobe White just dropped 42. I mean, Caruso's, I think, is game time decision as well.
Yeah, Drummond just ran into him, bro. That's the second player. That's the second time that Drummond's either gotten hurt or hurt somebody on his team in the last, 3 weeks.
Are you serious?
He ran into somebody on his team thinking they were throwing him an alley-oop.
Oh, the dunk? He got hurt off that?
Bro, he hurt himself. Dude? Yeah.
He hurt himself?
Drummond hurt himself after that, bro. Yesterday was his first game back. Like, bro.
Bro, no. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Give me the Heat.
Yeah, I would say give me the Heat too. Obviously, I think the West Series or the West playing matters a little bit more. Whoever wins that probably has a better chance of doing something with the 1 seeds, whereas the Heat with no Jimmy Butler or the Bulls have no chance of beating the Celtics. So
yeah, Chase. For those of you who don't know, like, my old roommate Chase, he's a big Boston Celtics fan. He was telling me last night, he was like, if we beat the Heat, like, we're winning the finals. I was like,
dude,
it's not gonna mean the same because Jimmy's hurt. But, like, I see where you're coming from. I definitely do, because them and the Heat have bad blood, especially in the playoffs.
They do, but if Jimmy Butler's not on the court, it's not even the Heat no more.
That's what I'm saying.
You playing them boys from South Beach.
Literally, like respect to the rest of the players, but I mean, like, come on. Like, let's be realistic. But, hey, I'm not going to take away his confidence, man. I told him the Celtics are my team in the playoffs this year, since none of my teams are in it. Like, the Hornets aren't in it, and then the Warriors aren't in it. So
you're not.
I got no chance but to root for.
Let's go ahead and get into the playoff talk that you've been waiting for. The playoffs are here. They start tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start with the Celtics versus either the Heat or Bulls, obviously. I think this is going to be straightforward, like 4-0, 4-1, no matter who they play.
Go ahead and bring up the brooms.
Not much to that series.
Yeah, man. We ain't got to dive too deep into that, man. You got the best team in the NBA versus one of the worst teams in the East.
2 hurt teams. Like, the Bulls don't have Zach LaVine, and the Heat don't have Jimmy Butler. So
yeah, it's not gonna be that good of a series. That series will probably be done by next weekend.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be the quickest series we see.
Facts.
Next up, you got the 2-seeded Knicks playing against the 76ers. The Knicks won 3 of the 4 regular season matchups, but obviously Joel Embiid only played 1 time. And then also the Knicks didn't have OG Anunoby or what's the big dude's name? Mitchell Robinson for 3 of the games. So it's a completely different matchup now, honestly.
And they're playing against a hurt Embiid too. Like, I mean, the Knicks might have their number. I mean, I know they didn't want to see the Sixers necessarily. They probably didn't want to see the Sixers or the Heat. Let's be honest. But I mean,
one of them are like favorable matchups.
I mean, yeah, so I'm saying. But I feel like they would rather go up against a hurt Embiid than, like, I guess prior to Jimmy getting hurt, a healthy Heat team. But it should. I think that'll be a really good series. I mean, shout out to the Knicks for getting the 2 seed in the East. Like, they've been
without Julius Randle, dude. He's been out since January. He's missing the rest of the season. Like, that's amazing. Crazy. They were able to do that without Julius Randle.
Yeah, OG's would played a big part too.
Yeah, they've lost
3 games.
3 games since OG's been in the lineup.
I think they're 20-3 with OG in the lineup.
They're a scared team with OG. Obviously, they got Mitchell Robinson back, one of the best shot blockers in the league. So they could be a problem this year in the East. They might be the Celtics conference final matchup, honestly.
That would be pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. Between you got both Gardens,
Yeah,
battle of the Gardens.
Battle of the Gardens.
That'd be tough. That'd be. I actually want to see that.
Next up, this is probably my favorite series in the East, honestly. The Bucks versus the Pacers. The Pacers won 4 of the 5 regular season matchups. They played one more time because of the in-season tournament. And obviously, the only game that the Bucks won was the game where Giannis scored 64 points and broke the franchise record. So like,
with the Pacers took the ball from
yeah, where they took the ball from whatever it was. That's the only time they won. Like, we got a little bit of animosity in the series.
Except this time, there is no Giannis, potentially.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be out for game 1. Should be coming back after that. And the Pacers have Pascal Siakam now.
Ooh, yeah, facts. So
it's a completely different matchup. I'm not feeling it for the Bucks, man. I'm not feeling it for the Bucks, which is terrible because I really want to see that Bucks Celtics matchup somehow, some way. But I don't know if the Bucks can get past this series if Giannis isn't like at least 95%, 90%.
I mean, if this was maybe last year's Bucks team, I'd agree with you. But like I told you the other day, man, I trust Dame. Dame, whenever he was in Portland and they did make the playoffs.
Dame, but you don't trust Doc.
I definitely don't trust Doc.
You trust
but
Dame,
listen,
but
Doc ain't the one
Doc
on the court actually having to put the ball in the hoop. That is Damian Lillard,
Very
Bobby
true.
Portis, and Brook Lopez,
Chris Middleton,
and the rest of the Bucks players. So I mean, like I said though, Dame always shows up in the playoffs. I mean, even when he was in Portland with probably arguably a worse team, so depending on the year. Arguably a worse team. I mean, he still showed up and showed out. I mean, they knocked off the Thunder team with Paul George and Westbrook a few years ago. I mean, they went toe-to-toe with the Warriors in the conference finals some years back. So, I mean, if Dame can, lock in and get in his bag and just, be on his timing for all series, I mean, it might go like 6 or 7. Yeah. But, I mean, I still like the Bucks to come out, whether they got a healthy Giannis or not.
Dame just hasn't looked the same as his Portland self. He hasn't really gotten comfortable in the Milwaukee offense, obviously, and we all know that Doc Rivers is known for kind of killing point guards play, like you saw with James Harden. Obviously, Rondo wasn't really a scorer. Chris Paul wasn't really a scorer, so he's not known to kind of make an offense where the point guard can really eat. He's known to make an offense where the point guard can facilitate, get in the pick and roll. So it'll be interesting to see how Dame can really handle just, I guess, having to carry the load without Giannis, one, and then also how Doc Rivers adjusts his offense without Giannis.
I'm not gonna lie, man. With all due respect to Doc and the championship that he won in Boston, I'm sorry, but with the record that Doc has in Milwaukee this year, I don't care what player called for the sideline coach. I'm doing my thing. I'm running the play, and we're gonna score. We're gonna win this game. Regardless of whether we run what you call or not, I'm not listening to you. I'm sorry.
It hasn't been all bad with Doc. I will say he's done one good thing for them since he got hired. Their defense went from, I think, 25th in the league to now 8th in the league. So
you're telling me their defense has improved, but they have around 500 record?
Okay, well, another thing that also happened, Adrian Griffin's stretch, they had the easiest schedule in the league. Doc Rivers' stretch, they've had the toughest schedule in the league.
Okay, that's
so, Griffin probably would have struggled too. I don't know how good he would have looked. Obviously, it could have been worse. They went from playing the easiest schedule to the toughest schedule. It's a big difference right there.
Yeah, but even then, man, I don't know too many dudes who trust Doc. You don't trust Doc. I don't trust Doc.
I don't trust him.
So,
We've seen his track record, man. It took him to have Ray Allen, Rondo, Paul Pierce, and KG to even win a ring, bro. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, bro. Couldn't get the Clippers past the second round. Couldn't get Kawhi and PG out the first round. He's been struggling, dude. He's been struggling for sure. Last matchup in the East, the Cavs versus the Magic. They split the regular season 2-2. I think this will be an interesting series just because both these teams are top 10 defenses in the league, so a little bit lower scoring.
And when's the last time you seen the Magic in the playoffs?
I think the last time I remember off the top of my head is when Steve Clifford took them, because I remember seeing DJ Augustine and them playing against the Raptors.
Yep.
It might have been when Kawhi Leonard and them won the finals, honestly.
Yeah, low
I think it was that year. They had Vucevic, DJ Augustine, Jonathan Isaac. So, been 4 or 5 years for sure, but obviously they were an 8 seed at that time. So coming in now as a 5 seed, one of the younger teams in the league. Paolo, who's getting a lot of recognition for being maybe a potential All-NBA player this year in his second season.
That's
huge
wild.
Standout, yeah.
Is Franz healthy? Franz Wagner?
Yeah, Franz is healthy.
It's tough.
Franz is healthy.
And they got Cole Anthony.
Cole coming off the bench, like that's scary, bro. That's scary.
It's gonna be fun to watch, man.
I think
Donovan Mitchell.
I think Donovan Mitchell is just too much of a vet. Like you see what Donovan Mitchell does in the playoffs, especially after last year when they got bounced first round by the Knicks. I think he was kind of like, all right, like I'm going to go back to my Jazz days, turn back the clock. Donovan Mitchell on the Jazz was like one of the all-time leading scorers in the playoffs. I think he was averaging like 31 points per game.
Do you think if they don't get the job, well, I say get the job done, but if you don't think the Cavaliers can, make some noise in the playoffs this year, then, they might have a little change in the team?
It's going to be tough for them to make some noise. I didn't understand this. They were playing the Hornets in their last game. If they would have won, they would have went up to the 2 seed. Obviously, you play the Heat or the Sixers, but obviously you get to avoid playing the Celtics in the second round. The coach pulled out their starters with 6 minutes to go, and they ended up losing to the Hornets, who weren't even playing any of their starters, and now have the 4 seed. So, yeah, you avoided a tougher first round matchup maybe, but now you got to play the Celtics second round instead of making it to the conference finals. So I think that's what's going to come back to bite them. I don't see them making it past the Celtics, obviously. So if they would have just won that game, got the 2 seed, they had a legit chance of going to the conference finals.
Facts. I think they were, like you said, they were just ducking. They were ducking the Sixers or the Heat. So
crazy.
But I think that'll be a really good series. I'm excited to watch Paulo and them, especially
for sure. I haven't paid too much attention to them this year, so I'm excited.
Facts.
Going out to the West, obviously we got the 1 seed, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the youngest 1 seed ever, all time. Like team average to the youngest 1 seed. I think their team average age is like 23.4 years.
That's crazy.
Insane, bro. Insane.
The youngest team in the league going to get the 1 seed?
Yes.
It's wild.
They're playing either the Pelicans or the Kings. I think this series, especially if it's the Kings, Malik Monk obviously is still dealing with his knee sprain. Depending on when he can come back and get on the court, that series could go 6 or 7, dude. Like, the Kings weren't far off of being out of the plan and being a legit team. So,
Facts.
Don't sleep on them.
And Sabonis is looking really, really, really good this year.
He has 61 straight double-doubles, the longest streak ever.
That's 61?
61 straight. Last time he didn't get a double-double was November.
Gosh.
Bro.
What?
61 straight.
That is insane. I didn't even know that.
Yes.
Bro, I mean, obviously, the Thunder got Chet and everything, but, I mean, if Sabonis is out here hooping like that, then
it's going to be an interesting series. It's going to be better than just like a typical 1-8 matchup for sure.
You got De'Aaron versus Shea, Sabonis versus Chet. Keegan versus J-Dub, I guess, probably.
J-Dub. Harrison Barnes is in that mix. That's a vet right there that's won some rings before.
Facts.
It's a good matchup. Malik Monk, if he comes back, he's obviously the head or the lead candidate for 6th man of the year. So,
So I guess, okay, let me ask you this. Who do you think has a better chance? Oh, that's not even a question. No, I'm not even going to ask that. Because I was going to say, who do you think has a better chance of beating the Thunder, the Kings or the Pelicans?
Definitely the Kings. Without Zion dealing with his hamstring.
Yeah.
If Zion was fully healthy, definitely the Pelicans, dude. If Zion didn't get hurt, I think they were going to end up beating the Lakers in that game, bro.
I think so, too.
They were down, 1 when he got hurt? Tie game?
I think it's tied, yeah.
They were probably going to win that game.
And they were down before he got hurt, too, I'm pretty sure.
He was hooping.
Dang. But
he was hooping for sure. On to the next matchup in the West. Obviously, this one has a lot of talk behind it. The 2-seeded Nuggets versus the Lakers. Denver went 3-0 in the regular season versus them this year. And obviously, they've won the last 8 matchups going back to last year. They swept them in the conference finals. Won the matchup before that. It was a lot of talk. I saw somebody ask Darvin Ham, did the Lakers ever consider, losing that game on purpose so they didn't play the Nuggets? And he was kind of whoever suggested that needs to be in a psych ward. Dude, y'all have lost 8 straight to them, bro.
Nah, bro.
I'm
sorry.
8 straight to them.
They probably were going to lose that game before Zion got hurt. They were probably planning to lose that game before Zion got hurt. Then once Zion got hurt, they were like, all right, we can't sell the game that. Without Zion and BI on the bench for the last 6 minutes, we got to finish the game out. But in all honesty, they should have been running from the Denver Nuggets. They should have did everything they could to avoid facing Nuggets in the first round.
This series is going to be another one of those quick work, get them out the way. Lakers might get a game this year. They didn't get a game last year. I think they can get 1 game this year. I think it goes 5, but that's all I can see from them. Obviously.
Yeah, because, Jamal Murray isn't 100%. Michael Porter Jr. is dealing with not only
the Porter family, man.
He's dealing Okay, real quick, before just real sidetrack. If you don't know, so Michael Porter Jr., he's the oldest one, right? Out of the 3 brothers. He plays for the Denver Nuggets, cool. Former champion from last year, all right, cool. He's fine. The middle brother, Jonte, plays for the played for the Toronto Raptors.
Get him out of here.
He just got banned from the NBA. Yes, from the entire league. He can't play. I don't know if he can attend. He might be able to attend events. I don't know. But he can't work in the NBA ever again. He got banned for betting on himself, basically. Like sports betting. So he would, let's just say hypothetically, let's say I'm Jonte. That's one of my friends or whatever. I told him, hey, yo, put $22,000 on my under for points tonight. And then I go out there, play, start. I don't know about start, but I play a few minutes and then come out for an eye injury. The under hits and we're rich. Like, yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just childish behavior. I mean, y'all was just stupid. I'm sorry, but that was just stupid. And then lastly, the youngest brother, we just found out before we started recording this episode, got arrested, I want to say, for drinking and driving, and he ended up killing a woman. I don't know exactly when this happened. You can look up the news for yourself, but it's
a lot going on in the Porter family.
Definitely a lot going on in the Porter family. So I don't know if Michael Porter is going to be able to be locked in for this series 100%. So
Nuggets make quick work there. I think they're still the top team in the West anyway. Next up, you got the T-Wolves versus the Suns. I think this is kind of interesting. The Suns swept them this year in the regular season. Didn't lose a single game. Bradley Beal only played in one of those games too, and he had 32 points in the game he played in.
Jeez.
And Cat is not 100%. So this is not like looking ideal for the Timberwolves after the amazing regular season they've had. Like, this is not the best matchup for them in my opinion. It's just not.
So are you taking the Suns in that matchup?
I am, because I've watched that last game they played in the regular season due to the fact that they played Cat and Gobert. Cat had to guard Grayson Allen, which means Ant was trying to guard KD. Ant obviously plays great defense, but Ant is 6'5". KD is 6'11", 7 feet. Like, he was literally just going to his spots, raising up over him, or going to his spots and just passing the ball.
Talking about, you said they had Cat on Grayson Allen?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because, I mean, Grayson Allen just stands out on the perimeter. He doesn't, like, do one-on-one and all that. If you put him on KD, he's going to get cooked. If you put him on, I don't know who else you could put him on outside of KD. KD is the 4 for the Suns, so.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's just a bad matchup.
That is bad matchups
the way
all
that
around.
They play is just bad. And Cat's not like a big that's going to take advantage of him on the other end and, like, go down to the post and punish KD. So that's really where it doesn't really help them out in the long run. Like,
so if that's the case, if Cat isn't able to extort as much energy on offense, shouldn't you have him on KD defensively to try to just put all his energy on KD and have Ant?
I don't think the problem is like it would be worse if Cat guards him. That's the problem though. Like, Cat is known for not being able to guard wing defenders, and that's why everybody was like, this isn't going to work out with him playing the 4 and Gobert at the 5, because like today's NBA small ball, obviously a lot of teams have like wing players playing the 4, and Cat struggles to guard them. So they kind of had to hide him all year long on different people, and you can't really hide anybody against the Suns. Like, when the Suns are healthy, there's no hiding people.
Whoo-wee. So how many games you got this series going then?
I think it still goes 6, just because Ant is obviously a dog. Like, Ant's going to will 2 wins for them, bro. He's not going to go out 4-0, 4-1 like he did last year. Ant is going to turn up a few games. Cats might get hot here and there, have like 30 points or something like that, but it's just a bad matchup. The Suns kind of are just now getting healthy the last month of the season. They started to click late in the season. They went from like the 9 seed all the way up to the 6 over the last month. So
let me ask you this. Do you think Naz Reid could guard KD or no?
Nah.
Too slow?
Nah. He's too slow, yeah. Naz Reid is another great player, obviously in the running for 6th man of the year too, but just a bad matchup. I think Jaden Daniels is their best chance at guarding KD.
But he's probably going to be on
They had him
book.
on book.
Yeah,
they had him on book. So I don't know why you wouldn't maybe consider putting Ant on book and Jaden on KD, since Jaden's 6'9", but we'll see what they do. I don't
know. I mean, after you explaining the matchups like that, I mean, I don't necessarily like that matchup for the Timberwolves either. Really, that series.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because I want to see Ant make a deep playoff run. Like, they had such a great regular season.
I did too, but at the same time, I want to see them split up Gobert and Cat so bad. I mean, realistically, I just want Gobert to get out of there. I mean,
that's just nasty, dude.
That's
you
disgusting.
Just can't play them together,
that's just like Twin Towers, whatever.
NBA,
cool.
Maybe 10, 15 years ago, elite backcourt or elite front court.
Elite,
right there.
One of the best,
now,
the best of the best.
Now, like the way we're getting up threes, the way we're running up and down, like you can't do that.
No, unless you got like Victor and Cat or something, maybe. But like
Victor,
Gobert is just nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing offensively, but Gobert ain't doing the job offensively
For sure.
But
They got the number 1 defense in the league, but it's just a bad matchup for that defense. So we'll see what they
how that
do.
goes.
The last matchup in the West, probably the most exciting matchup for me out West. The Clippers, the 4 seed, play the Mavericks, the 5 seed. Clippers won the regular season 2-1, but 2 of the games were played before the James Harden trade. And then obviously all 3 of the games were played before PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford got there. Which since they've gotten there, the Mavs now have a top 10 defense in the league with them too.
Top 10?
Yeah, since PJ and Gafford have been in the lineup, they're a top 10 defense. So changes a lot. Changes a lot for sure.
So you telling me the Clippers, or not the Clippers, the Mavericks with Luka and Kyrie on the court are a top 10 defense in the league? That's scary.
It is. It definitely is.
Because before, I mean, they couldn't guard a soul, really. Because I mean,
That was their
people were
main
just trying
issue.
to people were trying to pick on Luka the whole time, just make him work defensively. But now, you know, you got to worry about Luka and Kyrie scoring. But now they're clamping, like as a team, they're clamping.
It's gonna be interesting. I think that one goes 7. Obviously, I'm cheering for us, so I'm gonna pick the Clippers. Like I got to. It's gonna come down to if the Clippers can stay healthy. I'm already seeing stuff about Kawhi Leonard having like knee inflammation.
Yeah.
But then he said he's playing in the Olympics. So I like, how true is that? Like, would he really say, "All right, I'm playing in the Olympics" if he's already dealing with knee issues? Stuff
I'm not
like
gonna
that?
lie, bro. If he skips the playoffs with knee inflammation and then goes plays in the Olympics I mean that is in July. It is in
Still,
July,
though, like,
but that would look pretty bad. that
and
would
it's
look
like,
pretty
you
bad.
could have gave that spot to all these other people, dude. Like, I understand you might not have played in the Olympics before and stuff, but like, your main purpose is to win on the team that you're playing here for, dude. You need to make sacrifices elsewhere to win on the team that you're on. So
It's gonna be interesting to see because if he actually plays. I saw he was doubtful at one point. I don't know what his status is now, but I saw originally he was doubtful. Now he's probably like questionable or maybe game time decision, whatever the game 1 starts. But as far as the series overall, though, Luka has he's 0-2 against the Clippers in the playoffs.
yeah, he's 0-2, lost
So-
in the bubble, and then obviously lost the next year when Kawhi was just going berserk, and then that year Kawhi got hurt second round. So we'll see what happens here.
I want to
We'll
see
what
Luka
happens
make
here.
a deep playoff run.
Did it one time with Brunson. That's crazy.
Was that the
Brunson.
conference finals? They
Yeah.
lost to the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dang. Luka and Brunson
That was disgusting, bro. They broke that up. They could have brought him back for the low.
for the low.
Like 60 million, my bad, not 60.
Like 4 years, 60 right? 4 years, 60 million.
million. He was like, I'll come back for that. And they wouldn't do it, dude. Crazy.
Whew, that would be. They would have to be. They would be number one.
You know
number
how
one
much
in the
they could
West,
have had
probably.
around him if they got him on that contract, bro?
Dude, don't even get
And
me
Brunson,
started.
like, obviously Kyrie is an amazing talent, probably way more skilled offensively than Brunson. But Brunson plays like night in, night out. He's on the court. So I think that makes a huge difference. Like,
Man, overall though, I'm not gonna lie. What do you think is what's your okay? You said your favorite series in the West was the Clippers and the Mavericks. What's your favorite series in the East?
the Pacers and the Bucks.
Oh yeah, you did say that. You did say
What about
that.
you? What you got?
Favorite in the West,
The Suns,
Probably the Suns,
I was about to say,
Timberwolves.
That's going to be an interesting one for
that's
sure.
probably my favorite one. Just because I mean, obviously, watching Ant play basketball is just like that's just, that. Like as a basketball fan, that's what you want to see. Like
That's like our modern day MJ, man.
Literally,
it's like watching
like-
MJ for us.
For real. And then on the East, probably the Knicks and the
Sixers?
Sixers. I mean,
sure.
that because the Sixers were like a top 3 seed at one point during the year, and they ended up falling once Embiid got hurt. But like, I mean, they're not healthy, but like, I mean, Embiid's back. Maxi's close to 100%. I mean, that should be a really good series.
Yeah, those are going to be some great series. I'm excited for this playoff run. I'm excited that we get to kind of go through this journey with you guys through this season 2. It's really probably about to be like the rest of season 2 is going to be covering the NFL draft, obviously, but the playoffs for the most part. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to be through June, so
And
I'm excited
then
about
I guess
it.
like what? Yeah, the rest of the playoffs because
Yeah,
through June.
Through June,
Yeah.
that's when this man takes off for Spain. So
Well, we literally just came back from a meeting with some of the people going to Spain. A lot of people haven't booked their flights.
hey, if y'all got any if anybody that watch our channel has been to Spain or been out the country, just like any tips or recommendations for him when he's over there, definitely like leave a comment, hit us up or something.
Facts.
This man is going to a new country. It's obviously going to be a big difference. So any help that he can get kind of adjusting.
Especially language-wise, man. If you got any ways for me to learn, or any phrases that I should learn or should know, or ways for me to learn how to speak Spanish, at least a little bit, pretty quickly, that would be very much help. Good luck, son. That was good.
For sure.
No, I mean, like I said, I leave out June 2nd, get back July 28th. So, I mean, should be a good time out there. We're going to be in Valencia, about 3 hours, 2-3 hours from Barcelona, 2-3 hours from Madrid. So, should be a good time. But, hey, man.
Appreciate the love, everybody. Appreciate y'all for tuning into episode 3. I do want to say shout out to y'all for the views we got last episode, real quick.
Facts.
That was the most views we got since our opening episode, so appreciate the support that y'all are still here following along.
Facts. Keep tuning in, keep sharing, doing whatever you do, man. We, again, just appreciate and love everybody. Love the support, man. Y'all are the absolute best fans, best members in the world, man. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to the page on YouTube or on Spotify, wherever you may be listening. Just continue to stick with us and support us, man. We here for y'all too, man.
For sure. But until next time, FGP, deuces.